In this part, I'll walk you through what is social engineering and how you can perform a social engineering attacks using the social engineering toolkit. So first, what is social engineering and how it works? Social engineering is the art of manipulating people so they can give up confidential information or convince them to perform any malicious activity so that you can get unauthorized access to their system and get a confidential information. Criminals use the social engineering tactics because it is usually easier to exploit our natural inclination to trust than it is to discover way to hack your system. Part of the social engineering trick, it could be a phishing email or link or baiting scenario, response to a question you never had, or attackers may get information by a fraud call. So let's start the practical scenario. Open the terminal and type SE toolkit command, stand for social engineering toolkit, that contains different social engineering attacks and give you the list of different options. First one is social engineering attacks, that contains all attacks module. Second one is penetration testing, that will be used for pen test. Third one, if you want to exploit or attack using any third-party modules. Fourth option, used to update the toolkit to the latest version. Fifth option, used to set the global configuration of the social engineering toolkit. And the sixth option, if you require any help or want to know more about the toolkit. Here we are going with the option 1, social engineering attack. Press 1 to proceed. And here you can see all list of attacks, and we will go for the PowerShell attack and press 9 to proceed. Inside the PowerShell attack, there is a 4 different techniques that you can use, and we will go with the option 1, PowerShell alphanumeric shellcode injector. Here you have to specify the IP address or the DNS name of your local system, that you can get it from the ipconfig command. And in our case, it is 192.168.0.104. Enter the IP and press enter. Now we have to provide the port, and the default one is 443, but I am going to specify here the 4444 and hit enter. Process has been started, and it may take few seconds to export the PowerShell backdoor file. Now it has been exported in given path. Copy the path and open another terminal session. Go to that location using the cd command. View the list of the files using ls command. And as you can see here, it is exported in txt format, which is not executable file. So we have to rename it from the txt to bat file using the mv command, so that is can be execute on the Windows machine. To do that, type the mv, specify the source file and then destination with the bat extension. When it is done, move the file to the desktop and arrange to transfer the file on the Windows machine that you want to hack. And here I am putting this file on the common shared folder that can be accessible from the Windows machine, which will be hacked. Before you run, go back to the PowerShell attack terminal and type Y to start the listener. Now go to that Windows machine and copy that file on the local partition or desktop and run the bat file and go back to the Kali Linux. And you can see meterpreter session has been started and Windows machine has been hacked now. You can get all open session by typing the sessions command. To access it, type sessions space session ID and it has been started. Now you can perform any malicious activity on Windows machine using terminal. Get the system's info by typing the sysinfo command. You can get command prompt access by typing the shell command, and who am I to know the users that you have privileges, and here it is digital conda. dir command will show you the list of folders and files of the current working directory. cd ... command used to go back from the current directory. Exit command used to close the shell access and you will be back to the Kali terminal. Help command will show you all list of commands that you can use to perform different tasks. In this part, I'll give you few tips to remember to prevent the social engineering attacks. First is think before you click. Attackers employ a sense of urgency to make you act first and think later in phishing attacks. When you get a highly urgent, high pressure message, be sure to take a moment to check if the source is credible or not. The next is research the source. Always be careful of any unsolicited message. Check the domain link to see if they are real or not, and the person sending your email or the link if they are the actual member of the organization or not. The next one is email spoofing. Hackers, spammers and the social engineers are out to get your information, and they are taking a control of the people's accounts. Once they gain the access, they start sending messages from your account. So even when the senders appears to be the someone you are familiar with, it is still best practice to check with them. If you are not expecting any email or link or the files from them, just delete it. The next is don't download files you don't know. First, if you don't know the sender. Second, don't expect anything from the sender. And third, don't know if you should view the files they just send you with the urgent on the email headlines. So it is safe not to open the message at all. The next is delete any information request. Nobody should you contacting you for any sensitive information via email. If you get asked for it, it is a scam. The next is secure your device. Install, maintain and update regularly your antivirus software, firewalls and the email filters. That will protect your organization to make it safe from such threats.